75 years. That's how much time you get if you're lucky. 75 years. 75 winters, 75 springtimes, 75 summers, and 75 autumns. When you look at it like that, there's not a lot of time. Don't waste it. Get your head out of the rat race and forget about the superficial things that preoccupy your existence and get back to what's important now. Right now, this very second. And I'm not saying drop everything and let the world come to a grinding halt. I'm saying that you can become a seeker. You can be loving more. You can be taking some chances. You can be living more. You can be spending more time with your family. You can be getting in touch with the part of you that lives instead of fears. The part of you that loves instead of hates.
Hey guys, it's Hermello. Welcome back to my channel. Obviously, as you guys can tell, completely different setting. I am in Bryant Park near Times Square. This is the park near the New York Public Library, Times Square, and just kind of like the main area. We have a holiday market during the holidays. And it's really cute. I feel like if you haven't been here before, you absolutely should come. It's really nice. You can just like walk around, shop. Today, it's not that cold, which is why I'm outside. It's been freezing, like especially like it snowed on Sunday, and then since then it's been like absolutely unbearable. But thank God, the one time I want to record, see the Lord, see? Obviously, as you can tell by the title, we're gonna be talking about my move, and it's been officially 6 months since I moved, which is so insane to me because one time flies. I feel like I'm literally just now getting settled. Like I honestly, genuinely now do feel settled compared to like any of the other time, which is insane. With that being said, with it being 6 months since I moved here, and every single time when I post like New York niche content, or like whenever I talk about New York, there's always someone either DMing me or commenting or reaching out to me and asking like how I did it basically, and also the fact that like they want to do it too. And I was there 6 months ago, and I've wanted to like, you know, move, but couldn't get like the doubt out of my head and just like asking questions. And I was literally there like 6 months ago. So, which is why I really wanted to make an intentional video about moving to New York and how I did it and why I did it. So if anyone is interested and anyone wants to learn, you guys can obviously, this video will always be here. Yeah, so I moved in June of 2025. And let me start with like why I moved. I've always wanted to move to New York since I was a kid. I used to spend the holidays here with my family during the winter, and then in college I used to come here like with my friends and everything. There was something about New York that I hated. Of course, it smells like, but like outside of that, everything else, like the culture, the hecticness, how loud it is, I absolutely feel like that's like my kind of vibe. On top of that, I also do content creation. There's a lot of people, everybody's so expressive, everybody's so free here, and everyone is just like genuinely to themselves, not even to themselves, but genuinely expresses themselves, and no one really takes anything seriously. Everyone's like the main character in their own lives, which I absolutely love, and that is my motto. So I was already in line with this video. With that being said, I knew I wanted to move here since I was 14. When did I move here? When I'm 24, 10 years later. Of course, high school, college, but even that, even after grad, I was so sure I was going to move after graduating college in 2023. And it still took me 2 more years to move because of my doubts and my fears, and just giving yourself like irrational fears to kind of stop yourself. That's just something our body will always do. So the first thing that I will tell you is literally remember why you want to move here, and just keep telling yourself that, because you're always going to have the doubt. You're always going to feel like you're not ready enough. You're always going to feel like this isn't good enough yet. Like you want to like save up a little more. You want to do this a little more. Like you're always going to end up making an excuse. So make sure you know your why. So for me, my why was community, content, individualisticness. I don't even know if that's the word, but like how much New York was literally like one of one. Like everyone was just themselves, truly unique and very expressive. So I am that type of person. I'm very expressive, there's literally nothing nonchalant about me. So this is like absolutely perfect for me, even outside of content. This was like someplace that I want to like, you know, live in. I like the hecticness. I like every day being new, or there is an opportunity for every day being new. Let me correct that. There's an opportunity for you to never even repeat a day. Do you know what I mean? So with all of that, that was my why. And that's the only type of place that I see myself investing in, see myself spending at least my 20s. And I just kind of had to tell myself that, because at some point, girl, the doubt kept getting louder and louder, basically, which is normal though. It's like, it's your body. Like fear of the unknown will always like just get to you. When I finally decided to move is when I got a full-time position offer at a job that I was temping at. Long story short, when I got that offer, I just knew if I accept that offer letter, it's just me like settling from like my dreams and everything, because that's not what I really want. Do you know what I mean? A job or my actual dream life, how I want to spend my 20s and everything, that's completely different. So obviously I ended up not accepting it, and that took a lot. It took a lot of prayer. I'm saying this is just like, don't think this was a light decision that I had to make. I was praying, pleading. I was actually like, that week was genuinely like mental stress, chaos, horror, all of that. And that was just like my cue to kind of like start looking for New York apartments. And my plan was to sublease. I wanted to sublease for the summer, like 2 to 3 months, and then see the city, see how I like it and everything, and commit to somewhere else. Because I don't want to like sign a lease once I get here, because one, I don't know the areas, I don't know the neighborhoods, and two, I don't know the friends I'd make, I don't know like anything, feel me? So of course I visit a lot, but like visiting and living there is completely different. So what I did was, there's a lot of Facebook groups that are available for people to just like join and find subleases, furnished and unfurnished. So I was in Gypsy Housing and New York Housing for females. So the New York Housing for females is only for women, and Gypsy Housing is men and women. So you can find those. And I'm pretty sure there has to be like one for men too. I would hope so, but definitely was looking. I'm not gonna lie, again, that was humiliation ritual. Genuinely, I feel like I reached out to like 30 to 40 people and was only in contact with maybe 5 or 6, and 4 left me undelivered. Yeah, I ended up finding an apartment. The first apartment, I'm not gonna lie, she is not the best. So don't expect glitz and glamour in the first apartment that you try to sublease or that you try to stay in. That apartment, it was good while it was there as a starter. It was a good pace, like reasonable price and everything. But I would say she was a shoebox. She was a shoebox. And if you see my vlogs, if you see my moving vlogs, you're gonna see how small like my apartment is. My closet was this wide. Like this is literally like my closet, which is insane. But I was supposed to stay there for 2 months, but then ended up extending it for 3 until I found a new apartment. And then I ended up finding another sublease, which is more extended, like which I'm staying in right now. Like I'm subleasing, but it's kind of like open. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay there for. So stay tuned with that. This space, which I absolutely love. I love the neighborhood. It's very quiet. As much as I love the city, I love going back to like Brooklyn and just a little quiet part of Brooklyn. So it's perfect. My room is pretty spacious. I have a closet. It's literally a 180 compared to the first sublease that I stayed in. I will say, if you guys are considering sublease, I would say start finding a furnished sublease. That was one of my mistakes. When I first moved in, the apartment that I got was not furnished at all. Like it was empty. So I had to buy a whole bed frame, and like desk and everything. But the second apartment that I'm like currently staying at was fully furnished. So I literally had to throw away the bed that I bought, the mattress that I bought, and the desk, which I felt so bad because one, that's wasteful because I've only like literally used the furniture for like what 2 to 3 months. But I was trying to sell it on Facebook Market and everything, and no one could even like pick it up on time. And it's just me, mind you. I'm doing the moving in, moving out, moving to the other place, everything by myself. So I did not have time to find someone to buy the furniture off of me. I literally did not have enough time to do that. Which is why if you're trying to move, I highly recommend you trying to find a place that's fully furnished. Because one, it's gonna be so easy for you to bounce around, and two, less work for you, honestly. How I moved when it comes to like the finance. I'm gonna tell you guys what I planned for and what actually happened. My plan was to save at least like 10K before moving here, because I know New York's expensive. Save 10K, blah, 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 and then that's great. Even when I had 10K saved up at some point in my life, literally like 3 or 4 months before that, I didn't even end up like moving to New York, because I kept telling myself like, wait a little more, or like, wait, like it might be cold, I didn't find any apartments yet, or like, I was always just giving myself reasons to, and it was never just the money. I was just trying to like have like a threshold that I like, might or might not reach, but every single time I just kept moving the goalposts. Like I just kept, I don't know, like my fear or like my mind was really playing games with me in that moment, which is so annoying. Like now looking back, it's just so silly. Like every single reason that I gave myself is so ridiculously silly, which is why I'm really like trying to emphasize, do not listen to your fears. I'm not even kidding. Don't listen to your fears. But anyways, that was my plan. But when I ended up moving, I had 5,000 in my savings for the security deposits to my rent. And my first sublease was like 1,300. Cherry on top, I came here with no job. So I really came here with 5,000 minus 1,300. Do the math right now. I moved here with basically 3,700 in the summer, peak summer. And you know it's the summer, so I'm going out, I'm making friends, I'm mingling and everything. But obviously, I was also still trying to look for like a job. Like I mentioned, I was temping in DC for like a job, the job that offered me the offer letter. So that agency also had another agency, or like they're also based here in New York as well. So I was just able to work with them or like transfer with them, and then they were just like still looking for jobs. So the first month, all month of June, I didn't work. And obviously, like around the end, right when July was about to come, I was starting to, stress out a little bit. Like, I need a job immediately. Once I was here, I was so sure because I was gonna find a job no matter what. Like, obviously, when you're there, like you're gonna expect like, okay, corporate job. I was willing to serve, waitressing, whatever, to make an income to like, to stay. I didn't end up looking for a job too long. I ended up temping for an organization, which is amazing. So that's how like I kind of like secured my job. So that's kind of like how I did it. So now looking back, thinking of like I thought I needed and what I actually needed, I would say the difference, obviously, like I said, the finance. I feel like if you have like 2 months of rent plus security deposit, you're good. That might be crazy. I might be a little like type B of me, but genuinely you're good because you can find a way. I understand the economy. I feel like right now, I don't want to be tone deaf, and I understand the economy is really like, in shambles and everything. If you're willing to work and try to find jobs, like temporary jobs or like serving or anything, or like, food services, anything. Like if you're willing to hustle, then absolutely, I think that is true. But with that, you have to understand you really have to actually lock in and like make your way, like networking, trying to find jobs and people. And I feel like the more you know people, the better your opportunities. Really, I feel like New York is a place where networking gets you further. Just make sure you mingle, meet people, try to find opportunities, go door to door, ask if they're hiring, like really genuinely. If you're like, if it's that deep. But I feel like if you have like two months, 2 months on a security deposit, I feel like you should be good. And then, like I said, you don't need furniture. I thought I needed furniture. I thought I needed to order my furniture, my things before moving here. I wish I never did that, and I wish I got a fully furnished sublease because I would have saved money. Do you know what I mean? Because I spent money on those furnitures, which I had to leave the second that sublease is up. So until you find a full place that you want to secure, or a lease that you want to sign on to, no furniture is the best way to go. I really, really want to say your mindset absolutely matters, because you have to be maybe even like wildly optimistic or very, very, you have to have an abundance mindset, because obviously the city's intimidating. There's a lot going on. It's very fast. Like you don't have like room to think or settle. You absolutely have to be very, very, very painfully optimistic and very positive and thinking and believing and knowing that it will work out. Do you know what I mean? It will work out. And even if it doesn't work out in the way you want it to, you're always going to have a placeholder. Don't see your move to New York as something that like you move to the spot, the place that you're going to settle, to your home. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have a lot of pivoting moments, a lot of things that you're going to bounce around from. And that's absolutely normal. Because one, it makes life fun. More fun, honestly. And two, you never know the lessons you're going to have to learn through that. Like, my first sublease that I stayed in, guys, there was no AC in that summer where there's like insane heat wave. Like I was actually going through it, but I feel like I still like cherish that time because I was very resilient. It got me really closer in my faith. I was like really bad with money before then. It made me become really, really, really good with finances. You don't learn unless you're in actual situations. You know what I mean? At least for me, I'm not the type. Advice is not gonna cut it for me. So I had to be in these positions for me to actually grow. Like, I feel like this past 6 months, I've grown so much more than I did this past 2 years when I was back home with family and everything. Of course, there's comfort, so you can't really grow in comfort, but you should be okay with being, a little bit uncomfortable, and just be optimistic to the point where, like, okay, you're gonna learn something out of this. Get ready to spend some time with yourself, and that's probably going to be the best part of your growth, because you're going to end up getting to know yourself a lot more and end up to kind of like have this little quality time with yourself before adding friends and adding any other people like into your life. And that was also the case for me when I first moved. I mean, I did have like friends or like people I knew here too, but I really wanted to like spend time with myself more and just like did things alone and everything. And through that, I feel like I've grown a lot more, and I feel like I know myself, like, obviously very like deeper, but I also know my blind spots, and I know like things that are like I'm able to like discipline myself in a different way that I used to when I was back home. And with that, also, I had like, the discernment to kind of, because I'm secure in my solitude, I wasn't latching onto a person that I just met just because you're in New York and I need a friend. Do you know what I mean? You end up like moving intentionally, and through that, you end up making great friends. I feel like because I didn't rush into friendships, and because I didn't jump into those things, I feel like I've made friends that I align with, and I feel like I've made friends that I genuinely feel like, like we can prosper to like something better in the future. But yeah, so I would say your relationship with yourself and the way you define friendship is absolutely going to change entirely in a good way, but it depends on how you take it. If I were to go back in time, the only thing I would change genuinely is doing it sooner. Like, I wish I did it sooner. I wish I just jumped the gun and just had faith that like everything would work. So yeah, if you're watching this needs to be your sign. This is your sign to move to New York. This is a sign to actually do it and stop listening to your fears, stop listening to your mind. But yeah, I hope you guys like it. And obviously there's going to be a lot more videos here because I still live here. So there's just going to be one of many. So if you have any questions, if you guys want to ask me any questions, definitely comment down below, and also DM me because I'm on Instagram 24/7. I literally am chronically online. So follow me on Instagram. And yeah, thank you guys. Love y'all.